Alright. What's up? This is going to be the Any Kraid First basic tutorial. I have a lot of points to go through. I'm going to try to just kind of get through them all pretty quickly here. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was the actual console that you're going to get when you play this game. All the enemy patterns that are in this game are determined by a relation between the console and the game, which means if you take one cartridge and go from console to console, you can get different enemy patterns from a hard power on. We use manipulations to set up the correct Kraid pattern for what we're trying to do. So we're looking for a specific console. These top loader consoles are never going to be the console that you want. So if you have a top loader console, you're going to get reversed patterns. You may be able to combat this by using an EverDrive or a power pack instead of a regular cart. I believe the patterns are different on that. But if you're using an original cart, you're not going to want to have a top loader. You're going to want to have just a regular toaster style like this. But not every toaster will work. So you're going to have to actually test the console to make sure it works. And the best way to test the console to make sure it works is just to play the game and get to a certain part. When you get to this part right here, and you go through this door, we have Dennis Hopper. He wants to be doing hops like that. How you saw how he stayed closer to the top of the wall, because I'm going to die right here. It doesn't matter. Let's do this. Alright, so go back in here. See how he's staying higher like that? That's the pattern you want out of the Dennis Hopper. If you have the bad pattern, he'll come all the way down to the ground. He'll do gigantic jumps. So if you're getting the hopper that goes all the way up and down, you have the wrong pattern. If you have the hopper that's a little bit smaller jumps, you have the correct pattern. So let's just go over like the regular basics. So regular basics, you're moving, I forget what the speed is. I think it's 1.5 frames per second when you're running. And when you jump, you're at 1.25 or 1.15 frames per second. It's a slow, it's 75% speed. Compared to like a stop jump, you're moving 1 frame per second. So if you stop and you jump from a stop, you're doing 1 frame per second. If you're doing a jump from running, it's like 1.15. And if you're doing a run, it's like 1.25 or something like that. Basically, you always want to be running and you want to be jumping as little as possible, minimizing your jumps. Another thing is when you jump to ledges, and let me actually turn off this so this is out of the way so we can see what's going on. When you jump up to ledges, you usually have to jump over a ledge. You see how you're kind of going like a couple pixels over and coming down? But if you rub up into the side of it and let go at the right frame, you can like minimize that when you neutral jump. You can actually minimize it to like a frame perfect jump if you do it properly. So there's little things like that. Jumping into the side of ledges helps you control motion compared to just trying to jump onto it like that. If you jump like that, you kind of have a little bit more control. The gun in this game, if you hold B, it turbo fires. So you have regular B. This is not in focus. You have regular, then you just hold it. But now if you touch any other input, you'll get turbo fire. It can be forward, it can be up, down, anything, jump. That's why during the Kraid fight you'll see us mashing select, is because we don't have missiles and we're using this exploit to fire the gun super fast. There's also the midair jump that we're going to need. You roll off an edge and you press up and you're in this neutral standing position in air, you can jump. But if you press any other input, you won't be able to jump. So see like that compared to that. And you don't have to press up to unmorph, you can actually double tap A. So you can go like that. Or you can go like that. Either of those work, and those are the physics to that. There's also another thing in this game that you might need to know. It is an unmorphed jump. We can do that in save state 7. So right here, if you just do a regular jump, you can't jump out of this pit. A regular jump won't do it. But if you do this quick double tap on A, you can get out of the pit. So you press down and then you do like a double tap on A, and it's on a frame perfect, I believe. And you can get the height to get out of there. So there's little things like that in the physics that you'd need to know. So now we can get into like the actual route of the game, because the next thing you really need to know is about the door glitch that I've been doing. So the door glitch, you know, you're just pressing either up and down, and I like to turn the controller sideways, and I press up and down over and over without pressing left or right to get drift. So a good controller, you won't be getting those left and right inputs. You can see I'm getting like a right input every once in a while, but most of the time I'm getting this straight up and down, and that's what a good controller in this game wants. You can also do this just down and A. You can go, and it's hard for me to do because I don't do this. So down and A is a second option. People do this because they're getting too much drift on their controllers, and this becomes easier for them to do. So those are the two ways to do the door wrap. Power on the game. Start the game. All right. So you start the game, and you get the enemy patterns you want because of that hard reset. And we're going to get to this first door, and the first door here, we're going to do this first wrap. I'm going to turn on this visualizer so you can see what's going on. You don't have to kill that guy. I don't know why I killed that guy. In fact, I shouldn't have killed that guy. So now we're here. Anyways, see, I didn't kill that guy, so he's not there. Because all the enemies in this game are linked, so killing that guy in the last screen made that purple guy appear, but I don't normally do that. We don't want to kill that guy. It doesn't matter. You get to this screen, you shoot this door, we get into the door. Now we're going to do this wrap. We have the visualizer. Now you can see the visualizer is like kind of like an Atari version of the game, and you have the breakable blocks in red, the enemies are those yellow blocks going around, and you're the white box over on the side in the door. You start doing your unmorphs to go up, and you can see how the screens are loading. As you go off screen, you see this is now the screen below has loaded. So now when you get to here, you're actually one screen below. And, you know, we can just keep going up, and you'll see as you keep going up, you come out the wall right there on this ledge. So that's how the wraps work. You just press up and down, you'll see the screen loads to the next screen, you come all the way through the screen, you're just pressing up and down over and over and over and over again. You get to this, you come to ball, and you roll out of the wall, and you just bounce out and go like that. That's the fastest way. It delags the game. It's a trick that Takate found out. Instead of actually trying to like unmorph and not like hit the walls and stuff there, just going to ball and bouncing is the way to do it. So yeah, just pressing up and down. I'm getting right inputs a lot. Come out of here. Do this. And that's the basic wrap to get to Kraid. So now we're into the second to Kraid's lair here. And then we have two options for this first wrap here. So now as we're coming down, and I'm going to leave this visualizer on, you're going to do this little wiggle here, come through here, and right when we get to this spot there that I died at, you can either go left or right. You come to this door, there's a new wrap that we just came up with. You have to scroll the screen like I did, so that's why I was here, and I did this. I scrolled the screen until it was to a certain height. Next, you get into this door, and you go up until your character leaves the screen. So right now we're right there, and you can see my character is standing. Half of my body is in a ceiling, so I can't walk out of this wall. But if you go to ball, you can roll out of this wall. So what we like to do is roll out of the wall, and in the air we unmorph so we can make it to that ledge that's over there. So now we're on this ledge. Then we do a full jump and avoid that yellow dot that's a guy over there. So we do this jump, land in the ground here, and we jump out of the ground and go into this door, which actually brings you all the way down to this door. So that's the first wrap that we did, and that will bring you into this room here, where you can just roll under Dennis Hopper and be on your way. The classic wrap that everybody used to do is still a viable way if that's not something you guys want to try, and that would be this option, where you come down to the left and over this way to this door. So now we're at this door. We scroll the screen down all the way. We press up and down to start going through the wrap. As we get through, you can see the screen below us loads. So this is now the screen, one screen below us. It's a horizontal room. You can take one step to your left now, and you're now under the door, and you can jump a full jump, and it loads a new screen that you get locked in. So now you're locked into the wall in the new screen, and you can start pressing up and down again to continue up this wall. So now you're coming up this wall. You want to stay right there where I am. Come to here, press left, go through the door, and you want to shoot this hopper as you go through the door. That'll get you to this room. So now we're to the next wrap that we're going to go through. And basically what you do is you just fall and come to this door. And you don't want to really do anything. You just want to jump, walk into the door and let it be. Now, you don't want to jump or anything. You want to just do ups and downs. And that way, when you go off the screen, you see how nothing's loaded in front of my... I can just walk out of here. If you don't do that, a wall will load there, and you have to go to ball to come out of there. So I like to, like, leave the screen where it was when I came into this room. Just fall down. Don't do any jumps. Don't do any unmorphs. Shoot the door. Then you go into it. Wait for it to go back onto you. Then start doing your unmorphs. So then once you get to this height, you're going to walk out of the wall, and you're going to hold right and fall all the way down to here. From this point, you're going to go back left. While jumping, do a couple jumps, shoot the door, and jump a whole bunch of times. You want to get the screen to scroll this far down, and you want to be in the door. You can do all the jumps before you go into the door. Like, you can just sit here and jump, get the screen, then get into the door to make sure it's at the right height. And by the way, let's go back to here. You want to do this quickly. You want to get to here and get to here, because that guy right on the screen that's going around in circles, if he gets off the screen, that hopper will show up down there. But if he's not, this hopper won't show up down there. That guy is linked to that guy, so that keeps him from spawning. So yeah, we come down here, shoot this door, and just stand there. Go up the wall, so you go off screen, walk off, then you just jump a bunch, shoot the door, and get it to scroll here. So now we're here. You start pressing up and down again. As soon as your character comes back on screen, which is right here in this like windowed part of the green wall, you can just start jumping. And that will scroll the screen. If you get more confident, you can do the delayed unmorphs, which is pressing down and then pressing A on a certain frame. You can see how much faster that actually moves the screen, but you can just jump and just do this the whole way. Now, once you get the door that's above you to be like a little bit off screen, you can actually like leave like a little bit of a green tile there. But once you get that door off screen, it's good enough to go up and do the next part. So now we can start going up the wall. Now, when you get your character to go off screen here, You can go to ball. Oh, hold on. Do it one more time. I needed to go up one more. So now you can go to ball and come out of the door and then unmorph, jump, jump, and go in this door, jump. You can start going up this wall. You could probably even jump one more time if you wanted. Now coming up this wall here, you gotta stay. I think I went too far to the right already. But you can actually just jump to like scroll the screen if you don't get this high enough. And see that lava? You want to get it so this bug comes out as you're coming here. That's part of the trick. So let me get back to there. Okay, so that's really as low as you need to scroll the screen. You can go to right here. And now I'm off and I can roll out like that. And now that I'm here, I can do like jump, 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 go in the door. Do 4 jumps, I think. Now as you start going up, you'll get that set up. Now you see how when I came up, I did like the 4 jumps before I went in the door. You can shoot the door and then do 4 jumps to save time. But if you do 4 jumps, go in that door, and then you start scrolling, you have enough time to get up to the red door where that bug will hit you. When the bug hits you, you want to press down so you go to ball. Now you see, there's a couple things that are going on here, and I'm going to try to go through them all. The first thing is, you want to hit A and B at the same time when you do this jump. So you come down to here, unmorph by pressing up, and then hit A and B. That's the first part to this, and it'll set you up for this shot like that. See how I'm like shooting the E-tank and I'm jumping at the same time? It's because I'm pressing up and then A and B. I keep hitting that block. I don't want to. It's the save state's really bad. So why is this doing that? Hold on. Okay, so yeah, then jump right here, jump up to here. So now we're up to there. So that is what you're trying to do. You're trying to come into the room, roll off into that pit, press up, and then A and B at the same time to shoot the E-tank. You jump up to that white block, and then you jump up to here. From this point, you want to go to ball, and you want to go to this part right here. You want to touch down on that blue ledge before you roll off of it. This will set up your sub-pixels so you can get this E-tank. Okay, see how I didn't go in there? It's because I didn't touch that ledge first. Stop hitting that block. Of course it works that time. I don't understand why it's working so much right now. But yeah, see, like that one didn't work. Basically, you don't want to do it like that. You want to do it where you touch down on that blue ledge first. Like that. But I did it super slow to show you, and I got hit by the missile. So you have to do it faster than that. Like that. To get into there. And that's the best way to get to this point. So now once you're in and you've gotten the E-tank, you need to get back out to do the fight with Kraid. So you're going to come out. And I think I have a save state right here. Yeah. So you're going to come out, press up, and jump. So right there when you're doing this, you have to press those without pressing another input to get that mid-air jump. Like if you press them at the same time, you'll do that and you'll fall. You can come out and double tap A if you want. It's another way to get out of there easily. And now you're gonna get to here. Now, I like to switch my grips while I'm in the E-Tank, while it's doing the fanfare or whatever. So, like, I'm playing in normal grip until then, and when I get the E-Tank, I'm switching to claw grip or piano grip, and I'm using my index finger on the start or the select button, and then my middle finger on B, and my ring finger on A. So you're gonna come out, and we get to here. You want to get to this spot right here. Now, actually, you kind of want to keep your toe right there behind that fourth block. This is where Kraid won't touch you. So when you're going for this, you jump up to this fourth and you start doing your unmorphs and you start mashing select. Holding B, mashing select. Now, the hardest part about this is getting left and right inputs. You'll start to fire the wrong way. I make this look a lot easier than it actually is at first, but the more you practice it, the more you'll get it down. So to do a more simple Kraid fight, you would come out and you just do these, like, let's say you can only get them, you stay a little bit further back, and then as soon as he starts walking backwards is when you want to go underneath him. So now, as soon as he starts walking backwards, you're going to want to go underneath the first two spikes and let the third spike hit you. You'll stand up when that spike hits you, and then you'll do some more shots. You go underneath. And that's kind of what you want to do. Roll underneath, fire some shots, roll underneath, fire some shots. That's actually what you want to do. It's been so long since I've done this. I haven't done it this way in a long time. So, get here, fire shots, go to ball. Let the second missile hit you, but stand up into it, and then keep firing shots, and then you go unduck under them again. Oh, of course he stands up right then. Or she stands up. Alright, so like there. Now we're gonna stop, go under, shoot, go under, shoot, go under, shoot, and then we want to get back to this fourth dot so he doesn't hit us. Stay here, under, shoot, shoot. Whatever you can do, just get back to here. Keep doing this. Under, shoot, under, shoot. And then on that one, you don't have enough health to stay, so you can actually just stay and roll under the last two spikes. So like this, you want to go under, up and shoot, under, up and shoot, under, up and shoot. Or I'll show you on the next one. You could do it like this. Under, up and shoot, under, up and shoot, and then just stay under and come to here. Under, up and shoot, under, up and shoot, under. And see, like, that's why I don't say, like, you want to always do that, because sometimes if you shoot the middle spike, it won't come out, the bottom one will come out like it just did and hit you. But whatever. That's the main idea to this fight. The hardest part is getting this down. If you can get this down where you're just doing these unmorphs, and then this part, the fight becomes easy. As soon as he starts walking backwards, under, up, and shoot. I fucked that one up. And then this one, whatever. And you can see if you turn Kraid around, he'll walk further in the left direction, or the right direction. So staying on the right side of Kraid keeps him in this orientation where he's only going to the fourth block. If you go to this side of Kraid, he starts walking now the other way, and it changes all sorts of things up. So now if I came back over here, none of this stuff would work anymore. Because I don't know where the hell he's gonna stop now. See, he stopped way further. He stopped like 6 blocks away. So staying to the right is kind of important. And then also, Kraid's enemy patterns are linked, or Kraid has a lot of spawn locations linked to him that are linked to enemy patterns. So when you kill Kraid at the end of this fight, you also want to be on the right side of Kraid. It's not the end of the world if you're on the left side, but you want to try to stay on the right side of Kraid this entire fight. So one more time, you unroll, jump out, stay behind the fourth block, do as many of these until he starts walking backwards, do the roll shoot things, stay behind the fourth block, do as many of these till he starts walking backwards again, down, up, shoot, the bottom one's gonna come again, as I keep shooting the missile. You keep shooting that middle missile, the bottom spike's gonna come at the end. And that's the fight. I mean, you don't need to learn how to dodge these things if you can learn that. Now, if you can't get this fight down and you want to learn to dodge, it isn't bad to just come in here and just dodge for a while. You know? You can see it's not easy. But if you don't have to, like, learn to do the dodging, like, if you can just get good at the fight, you don't have to learn how to dodge these like this. There's not really a reason to if you can get, like, that pattern that I was showing you down. This is for, like, when you get off the pattern and you're trying to save your run or something. You know? And I would say just come in here and practice, like, you know, just whatever you can, really. It's not super hard to dodge, but it is a little bit of learning, like, the patterns. So now you would do up A, and what you're doing is it's an emulated death. So when they say you're doing the up A, is basically you're pressing start on this controller, and you're pressing on a second player controller up and A. Now I don't have a second player controller hooked up to the emulator, but like you'll see me do this in like runs where I have it upside down like this, so you can see it both at the same time. So I would doing an up A here. So after you beat Kraid, you press start, and the way I do this is you hold up an A on this controller and you mash start at the end of the fight so you get the fastest start press. And that's why I'm like usually like this with this like this, and I'm just mashing start to do this. And anyways, you're gonna up A to the next elevator, which is just basically like if you just died here, whatever. And then you're going to go up on the next elevator. Once you cross the threshold into Brinstar, you're going to press up A again and go to here. So let me show you what I mean. So you would die here, or not die here, you would do an up A. I don't have an up A, I have to die to get this to work. You press start on this screen and you get to here. And now I would be holding up an A on the second controller, and I would press up. Now, as soon as the screen loads right here, you start mashing start. And that will bring you back to the beginning of the game. And that's what we're doing. The up A exploit is to warp you to the beginning of the game, which will warp you to here. So now from here, we're going just to get ice. And getting ice from here is pretty simple. It's not anything too ridiculous. I like to shoot this door with a missile if I can. But yeah, this is just like basic routing to get to ice. So I like to shoot that missile there. And for these guys, you can just go to here and shoot them. Now what we're doing here is we're manipulating enemies that are coming later. And I can show you this on a map really quick. So, let me see. We have this enemy map. And those are enemies 4 and 5. So we're killing enemies 4 and 5, and we're going to pick up any drops that they leave before we scroll the screen forward. And then, as you can see, we have on the ceiling there's number 3, and then there's 5, 2, and 4. So by killing these 2 enemies and picking up those spawns, picking up whatever drops they spawn, we're opening up the spawn slots for the next 2 to spawn in, numbers 5 and 4 there. Then you can see on the ground, there's the 2 crawlers that are also 5 and 4. By having the enemies on the ceiling spawned, there's nowhere for those enemies to load into, so they don't spawn. And that's what we're doing, is manipulating those enemies out of our way, normally when we're doing this run, to get them to not be in our way and just get out through this room quicker. So, let me see. Turn this back off. And get there. So you pick up those drops. Probably don't want to get hit. And as you see, we get those 3 bats. Neither one of the crawlers. And we can just kind of get through here. Now, actually, let me do this again really fast, and I'll show you the pattern, the way we were trying to do this. Because since I paused, I didn't do it correctly. And a good visual cue for right here is this flat block on the ground. You'll see that I stopped at it. Try not to move past it before I pick up anything. Alright, so that's what we're trying to do. You're making that space where you can jump between the Rio and the crawler and get into this door. And now we're in the next screen, where we're also doing manipulations. In this screen, the manipulation that we're doing deals with this Ripper that I just shot and passed right there. That Ripper is linked to each one in the same location above, and we want them to be moving to the left. So we're gonna let that hit the wall and then go left before we leave the screen, which makes this next one be moving to the left. So now that one's out of our way, so we can cross here, let that one hit the thing, and keep going. And that's what we're doing in this area to make sure those Rippers are not in our way as we climb. And then you go through this door and you just keep heading right. I like to missile this guy and then just like that. It's a pretty easy way to get through that screen. 1 second. All right, so now just heading to Ice Beam, collecting some things that are in the way. Doesn't really matter. And just jump this guy. Change to missiles here, and just missile all these guys out of your way. You missile this guy, you can missile him if you want. Just jump this guy, jump this guy. And now we're to this screen. So now we can do, we have this script again so we can see what's going on. We can do just a basic up and down wrap. And you'll see the screen loads. We just keep going all the way up the wall. And we pop out right here, go around, unmorph, come down, and go in the store. It's a pretty basic wrap. There's not much to it. You're just pressing up and down. You can fire a missile coming out of that door to delag the game by shooting that dude. It's a good trick. But basically, just come through here, get ice, get your other controller, press up and A on it, hit start, and it does your up and A warp again. That's going to bring you back to the beginning of the game. And we can start now our path to Tourian. let's see, what else? Hold on. Okay, so heading to Tourian. Can do the same thing again here. Just drop down, kill these guys. Get the pickup and go under the wall. So right here, you're gonna probably want to pick up this E-tank. So you're gonna roll back and that's gonna respawn this bat. So what you're doing is you're rolling to about here and coming back, and there the bat will be on the screen. Your E-tank is right here. You can hit that with the missile and open it, and basically just step over, shoot that guy right about there, get your E-tank. For beginners, I would suggest to get this because like it really only wastes about 12 seconds and it'll be super helpful for you. So same thing, let these guys go to the left to get out of your way. You can missile these dudes if you want, you can freeze them if you want. You can just wait for them if you want, it doesn't really matter. The fastest way to do it is to missile them out of your way, but the fastest way to do it is actually to freeze them and jump off of them, but you don't need to do that. You just need to get up this place. Right here, you can actually just come this way and go up here instead of like firing at these guys. Just going this way is probably easier. But like I said, it doesn't really matter what you're doing until you're really trying to cut time down. You just want to get up this thing without taking a lot of damage, and you want to keep a lot of missiles. So now we're headed towards the bridge to Tourian, where we're going to have to do the bridge skip. So basically, you're just going to run through this screen. You don't have to worry about doing a fast setup yet. We're just going to get you through bridge skip. You come over here and you open this door. The next step would be running backwards and stopping at this brick right here. That'll make it so just that Rio spawns. If you run further, a bug is going to come out of this pot right here. You can just freeze that thing out of your way. It doesn't matter. But what I do is I would come back and I'd stop right about here. Get this thing to follow you. Now it's going to come down here. You basically want to jump and press left and try to get a full jump. You can do like a little running jump or whatever. Like this. But you want to get this guy to be like really close to you. So you want to be like right here and then just like jump up there. And I will show you if I can get one to work. So that's what you're trying to do. There's actually easier ways to get that bug in there than that. Like, let's say you just want to get him in there, right? You don't care about how long this takes. You see like how the Rio just, every time you jump, it goes up? You can basically manipulate it to go where you want it to go. So now it's coming through the door. Like, that's what you're trying to do, though, is get it to come into this area, the recessed area. So past there. And like I said, the best way is just to like get this guy to spawn. Get him in there. So now we're in this room. So you can just let the guy go and come back off the other side. Wait till he passes the Kraid statue and go. Is a good marker. And you can get like right up to the edge too. But somewhere in that like blue block that's to the right of Kraid is what you're trying to get the bug to go out. And then you want to jump and freeze. So at this height, I think you can actually, yeah, you can actually clip through. But clipping through isn't like, it's a small window. So for the beginners, I would suggest just doing the damage boost strategy, and I'll show you both of them. So you just freeze this guy in this general area. He has to be kind of like a little bit high, like this is a good height. Go to ball, and you're gonna damage boost up through the floor. I'll pause it there next time. All right. So you want to get to ball, and you want to be like right here. This is basically the best location to do this trick. But anywhere where this bug, when he unfreezes, will damage boost you up, you want to be able to damage boost up so you can unmorph in air, and Samus's head will go through the block, and then you can jump through and clip through. And I'll show you it here, and then I'll show you clips over on another block just to show you how they work. So you wait till it flashes, you press up and then jump. And you go through the block. And that's how you get up here. And you can clip through any block like that. Like, you just have to get your head into the block. So you see how, like, you're jumping into the block like that? You press up and A. You kind of get stuck in the block. If you do it at the right timing, you get your head to go through the block, and you can clip through any block in the game like that. So then there's the way where you can block clip through like that off of the Rio. So that's the second way to do this trick. You know you've gotten it high enough because you can't jump out of the lava onto that bug without doing an unmorph jump or jumping off the top of the lava. That's going to be too high, even if you can jump on that. As you can see, I'm not going to be able to fit under there, so we can't do the trick. So there's like a small window for it to work. But that's the faster version of the bridge skip. You get to this height, you get to here, you roll off the edge, and you block clip through. The damage boost version, you just get it a little bit lower. And then you just kind of wait. And then you do the damage boost, and you block clip in the air. And I keep messing it up because I'm on emulator. Like, all my timings are, like, way off. That's the fast version. Let's do another damage boost version just so you can see it again. I keep doing it too high up because these are working for that version. And you can just roll off the edge like I am once you get good at this. This probably will work. Nope, because I messed it up, of course. Okay. So from here, you just press up and A after the boost. Like that. And that's bridge skip. Those are the two ways to do it. And then we get to Tourian. So in Tourian now, you're gonna need to farm missiles. You can just farm here if you want as a beginner, but you can skip this one too eventually. When you're farming Metroids, you like to gather them like this on you. You like to stand in one spot and press up and shoot, and just gather them on you because Metroid's drops are frame based and we can manipulate how many drops we get. And what I mean is if we kill all 3 Metroids on the same frame, they'll leave the same drop. But if we separate them, we can get different chances for different drops. So based on how much life you have, what you're trying to get, you can just make decisions on what you like to do. Like we took 3 chances there. We got 1 missile drop and 2 health drops. So now we got good stuff. We can keep going. You want to have a decent amount of missiles as you go. But you don't want to waste a lot of time in this room farming. You can just farm that 1 and keep going if you want. You can shoot this door. You can just run through it, but you're going to take a hit. Another option is if you don't want to take the hit, you can jump up to here, go to ball, and bounce through the center. So coming through here, you can jump off the top of lava here if you want, but you can just jump over these. You'll see me do this a lot in runs where I jump off the top. If you do it frame perfect, you don't lose any health. But like I said, this is a minor detail. It doesn't even really matter. You just start heading this way. You can jump this if you want, whatever. And you get to here, and you can shoot these 2 guys, farm them, keep going. Here, you can do a big full jump over here, and then just press up to farm these guys. Here, you can just do a big full jump, freeze them in the air, freeze this guy as you jump. You want to run and you kind of want to run and shoot that ring because it always spawns there. So let me show you. As you're coming through here, if you just like shoot this ring and jump, and then you just jump off of it, you can make this jump. So that's like the easy way to get through here. It's just to like kind of run, and you have to get these things off the screen to like respawn them, right? Of course it didn't respawn, right? I just keep not jumping off of it. But yeah, you just jump up there, whatever. You get the point. So coming through here, this hallway kind of sucks. Really easy way is just kind of come through. You can fall off this edge and shoot. Keep running. You can go wide here and shoot this guy in the air. You can freeze these things if you want and just keep going, whatever. But you just kind of got to make your way down this hall. We get to this door here. You can just freeze these guys. If they drop missiles like this, you want to open the door and then grab the missiles so you have your full 75. But let's say you want to have more health than this because like I wasted a lot of health. You can just come in here, start farming for some health, you know? Okay, whatever. The game doesn't want to give me any health. So now we're to here. So, coming through this door, there's a lot of patterns for the Mother Brain room. There's the fast way that I do, where you stay on the platforms to get through. I'm going to show you kind of like the easiest way to get through here without getting overwhelmed. And then this is simple escape. And then in the advanced tutorial, I'll go over all the harder strats for this room. Basically, just come down every time and freeze things. So everything's down here now. And if you can get one to be like right there, that's ideal. Because you can just stand here. Like this will be good. If I can get this to be like right there and shoot that, just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come through the next one. Now all 3 of those are frozen. See if you can like freeze them also. Like you can like move to get them to stay on screen, or you can move to, like, despawn them off screen. So now they're all frozen. You can stand here, just go like that. Alright, so I wasted some missiles earlier and we have exactly enough missiles. But now you can freeze these things again and just come up to here. Literally just stand here and fire. You can point up and freeze that guy. Come down, freeze this. Freeze that. Come back to this spot. If you get 1 foot off the edge, you can fire up and kill that again. And you can fire up and shoot that and freeze that. You can just stand here and fire all the missiles all day. You can run back off this edge, jump back up there, shoot that. Whatever's in your way, just take care of it. You just keep killing these things if you need to. But yeah, you can do every shot from right here. Right here, you can just start from here and roll. Okay? If you start too close, if you do this wrong, like let's say like right there, and you fall in this pit after the game's over, you cannot get out of this pit. Like, we can't jump out of the pit. So you have to make sure you don't fall in this fucking pit, or else you ruin your whole run. But like I was saying, you can just freeze everything out of your way. That thing is low, so you can just jump up while it's low. You get these things to be like right there, and then you can just jump on them. Always can mid-air jump if you're standing in the platform position. Just stand here and do this. Go back if that guy's coming from below, and then just come out this way. Go to ball, just roll across there. And then you have the escape. And then you're pretty much through the game. For the escape, to start, just do spin jumps. Spin jumps are the easiest jumps. You just go back and forth. It's really easy. And you'll get all the way through there, you get to the top, and you're done. That's pretty much how you play Kraid First Metroid, so... I mean... Can't really think of anything else I need to go over for a beginner's tutorial on it.